What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Marketflow powered by Thor, hosted by Mode. Today is the last day to upgrade your frog. If you want to create that forever PFP with your Cyber Frog before the Scum Soul art upgrade, this is literally your last chance to do so. This is the last chance you can change your frog within the machines. Cyberfrogs created trait blending and everything else, and now we are doing away with it before the Scum Soul art upgrade. Find out more about it in our Discord or on the Cyberfrogs Twitter. But last day, last warning, here we go. Now we're getting into charts. Not a whole lot has changed in the charts since our stream on Tuesday. What has changed in our ecosystem, though, is a bunch of quote unquote celebrities. I'm not even going to call them celebrities. Some of them are, some of them are washed up, some of them just make shitty fucking music. I guess you could call them celebrities. We're seeing a mania of celebrity coins coming into the space, but Bitcoin doesn't care about that. Bitcoin is way bigger than our Solana bubble or our crypto Twitter bubble. So we're going to look at the big boy and see what we've got. We are still in this downtrend, and we are still in this this Thor short, right? We still are in a Thor short. We have printed, filled, and closed two minor Thor calls for longs, right? We've hit both of our long data points. We are still in our little bit longer time frame short. This could give us the entries that we're looking for down into either our next long zone of 61, just below 62. Remember, we had our DCA zone of 62. Looks like Thor is predicting that as a next potential load up zone. And if we get this and we get our break and retest at this point, things could really start to be bullish and turn up. We could have that break and retest right now, though, breaking up into these all-time highs. Why do I say that? We're coming into a major pinch on the RSI. Are we going to get momentum? Are we going to get breakout? Are we going to get kind of that midweek reversal, give us a little bit of a send? We'll see. We are also breaking up at this point. Now filling this Thor long call. We've filled this Thor long. We're now looking to get back up above the EMA. We are meeting some resistance on it. So are we going to see this call fill out? Are we going to see this kind of come down here and our support fill out down near the bottom? And from there, do we break up to new highs? Or do we, again, meet that higher low resistance and start to break down? Only time will tell. And Thor has given us our areas that we know we're going to look to take profit or DCA, or where we're going to look to load up our bags if we get these next entrances. Take profit would be right here. Perfect break and retest if we hit this long, right? That would be the break. And that would be the retest. Zoom out a little bit, though, guys. Remember, if we look at this on the weekly, if we zoom out, that little downtrend that we're in is basically invisible. I mean, we're retesting all-time highs in a bull run after the halving, right? So remember, these Thor calls could be great entries to take short snipes, but they may also be great entry points for the rest of the leg of the bull. We talked about this zone down here, 56 to 52. We don't have any calls here now, but we do have two more calls, actually three calls, pretty far down below. We have one down here all the way at 43. We talked about this 46 zone many, many times. We have a call here at 43. We have a call down here at 31. And now, since making the lower high, Thor is actually printed a long all the way down here for 17K with a big, juicy over 100% take profit point on this one, right? Big, juicy take profit point on that one. Do I think that call is probable? Not really. It's absolutely possible, but I don't see it probable. Look at the key levels that we've been holding and the key levels that we want to continue to hold. Remember, lower low indicates a potential lower high. If we see that lower high, we're going to see the next lower low. Follow the pattern. Like I said, we're still in this daily short. 64.4 is our take profit. The two long calls that we had have already hit their TP and have been removed from the board. So congrats if you took them. Moving on to Solana. Solana's been a little more volatile, which we know is going to happen. Why? Because, well, it's not Bitcoin. We don't have ETFs and institutional money. And because Solana is at 168 when it was $8. It was $8 not long ago. It's now 168. We were calling for the buy at $24. The break and retest at $24. Volatility, guys. Remember, you got to play with the volatility. They're going to use volatile price action or they're going to use boring as fuck time action to shake you out of your bags. Zooming in, what do we got? We printed and closed this short. We're actually still within this short now. And if you look where this short call for Solana, the take profit at 150 is actually the exact entry point for the next Thor long entry. That zone is looking really significant. Do we meet resistance here on the RSI? It looks like we may be. We're trying to turn up. We're trying to turn up over the EMA. We did find support on the long-term EMA. Are we just going to get smashed between the EMAs here? Think about a spring, a big coil spring. You got one hand above it, one hand below it, and you're smashing it between your hands. If your top hand gives out first, you're going to see the spring explode to the up. If your bottom hand gives out first, you're going to see that spring explode to the bottom. So, key zones to look at here are the 150, 140. If we do meet this resistance and continue resistance. We have a pretty crazy call. We erased this call last week once we broke the 161 and found support on this little zone. Thor actually eliminated this call. Now that we've got the lower high, haven't been able to break out, and we found resistance here, Thor has once again printed this call for the $65 range. Again, do I think this call is probable? Not necessarily, but it is absolutely possible, so we need to be aware of it. We've got our targets to the downside, where to load up. We know if this is a top and we get either a lower low or a lower high, any of these plays are possible, but the game of the bull market for the market makers. How do market makers make money if price just goes up? They don't. The game of the market makers at this point is to make you complacent. Either get scared out of some big red wicks in the time frame, or you get bored in time while you're watching other things move and you fold out of your bags. They're trying to get people out of their bags and leave them sidelined, right? ETH, boring as fuck for over 2 months. Just boring. They got enough people sidelined. Market makers were buying in the bottom, buying on this last resistance, which became support, and they sent it. Now anyone that wants to buy ETH again is paying over a 25%, 20 to 25% premium for it. Don't be the ones catching the premium. We want to buy on the break and the retest, or where we see our bottoms and our supports. Frogs fuck, Thor Prince, last time to make your forever frog. Kira, you're going to need a little bit of Kira to make your forever frog and burning in the machine. These numbers right here on max total supply are not correct. How do I know this? Because there's been a lot of people factioning their frogs, upgrading their frogs, and that Kira gets burned, and this number has not moved. So just do the math between max total supply and current market cap. A token that has use case, a token that is going to be rebranded with TAP and the upcoming updates of what CyberFrogs has to offer. I'm not going to say anything more than that. Just do your own research. I'll leave it at that. Frogs fuck, Thor Prince. Make sure you get your art upgrade, faction your frogs. If you are looking forward to the Scum Soul art upgrade, and as Andy has said, this isn't just an art upgrade. This is an ecosystem upgrade, and there's going to be a lot to come with it. So watch for it. Frogs fuck, Thor Prince. See y'all next week.